Hello, and welcome to the Metaphysical Network for Conscious Living. My name is Lorraine Jensen, and I am your host. Now, enough about me. Let's move on to my guest. I have the very special privilege today of speaking with Reverend Thomas DeSchutter. Welcome, Thomas.
Thank you, Lorraine. How are you?
I am well, thank you. And you?
Yeah, really good. Really good.
Good.
Thanks.
Nice to see you. Now, Thomas will be speaking at the Unitarian Fellowship Hall at 595 Townsite Road on April the 17th at 7 p.m. We ask that you bring a $15 donation in cash to cover our expenses. Let me tell you about the Metaphysical Network, and then I'm going to tell you a little bit about Thomas and his talk. So the Metaphysical Network for Conscious Living helps people seeking community, connection, and spiritual development to feel inspired and empowered by providing enlightening experiences through seminars, workshops, fairs, and conferences. Now, Thomas DeSchutter is a dynamic spiritual leader. He is an international speaker, an author, and he's a professional drummer with over 45 years of musical experience. There's so much more, but we had to narrow it down so that we had time for a conversation. Thomas's talk on Thursday the 17th is going to be called Resonance and Reality, aligning with the quantum field. And this talk basically talks about the quantum field, sound, and energy. So let's talk, Thomas. Let's get to the good stuff.
Yeah, sure.
Tell us how you got from rock star to stockbroker to senior minister for a spiritual community.
Yeah. I don't even know. And I do know. It's kind of weird because when I think about it, it feels like none of those things line up. Like on the surface, you think, how do those things actually marry together in some way? And I as I think about it now, I played music because of my love for creating and my love of being with people and sharing something. And so that for me was always the reason for playing music until it became more than that. And really there was a shift in consciousness where it was no longer about playing music, but about trying to find a record deal. And then it became a grind. And then for me, the music fell out of it. And it was like my heart was no longer in it for the reasons I had gotten into it. I got blinded by chasing something that is you can't really satisfy, which is what does a record label want, as opposed to just playing the music that you love. But in that transition, in that phase where I was unhappy with my career choice as a musician, I read a book called The Wealthy Barber. And I had no idea that money could work for you while you slept. And so then all of my passion for music went into trying to understand how finance in the world worked. And where the similarity is that as music was me sharing with people and being with people, being in the world of finance was all about being with people and sitting down with people and understanding their needs and their goals and envisioning what could be possible for them financially. So there was still that heart connection piece of me with another person having a relationship. But as I understood money, the longer I was in the game of money, the more I was driven by money, and I had become a dark soul in my mind, that I had lost that connection with people. And it became about every firm I worked at always wanted you to be making money. It's not about helping people. It's great if you do that along the way, but you need to sell, sell, sell. Right. And I fell into the trap of being about the money. And I would say that my move to Vancouver Island in 2015 and moving very close to the Unity Spiritual Center, and my wife going there for a Course in Miracles class and bringing the book home, was exactly what I needed in my life. And as I launched into A Course in Miracles, I had this epiphany about my life and what I had become and what I wanted to do. And what I wanted to do was reconnect with my heart and people. And I started to go to Unity. And 6 months in, I just realized I wanted to be a minister. Reverend Patricia was our spiritual leader at that time. And I found myself sitting at service wanting what she had. And that's the only way I can put it. And so, although they seem like there's no relationship between them, they were always about connecting with people and sharing with
Absolutely.
people and being with people. And
Absolutely. Yeah.
I have that in spades now.
Yes. I love it. I love it. And I got to tell you, you do a phenomenal job. Your speaking skills are beautiful. Like you're very, very good. I really enjoy coming and witnessing how far you've come over the so many years. How many years has it been?
Well, I
7 or
started
8?
I started the path in 2017. Yeah.
So 8 years.
Yeah.
Good for you. You've
And
done
thank you
very
for
well.
that. Thank you for
Yeah,
your kind words. I appreciate it.
absolutely. I'm so looking forward to your talk because it's longer than that 20-minute piece that you
Mm.
put together on a Sunday morning. So you've got a wonderful family.
Super. I couldn't ask for more support than the support I have. So that's so, bringing that up, and I'll just jump in. Like it's critical. It's critical for everything I've done to have had the support I've had, because even as a musician, there's nothing easy about the choices I made for career choices, because all of it resided on me being motivating myself. Everything I've done, I've had to push myself in order to get to the next sort of crossroad or the next finish line that allowed me to take the next step. And so, without the support at home of somebody my wife has been a champion of me forever. Um, I don't know that I don't know that I would have had what it took to make the transitions I've made, to change careers, to feed the family in order to raise our daughters, and all of the things I've had to do that. I've had the great support of my wife, and now my kids are, we're best of friends. I like to consider us as my 18-year-old daughters. They're twins, and you can probably see them in the back here. Yeah, there they are.
Yes.
Right. So, we hang out and we're friends first and family at the same time. It's really great.
Well, and you set that up because connection is everything to you and making a difference is everything to you. And, I can relate to that. So tell me about your talk, the quantum field, and what is it? The quantum field, sound and energy. Tell me
Yeah.
about that.
Yeah. So I kind of look at it like, um, just I think it was in the write up there, just as a wave moves through water, energy moves through everything. Like we are energetic beings. And as a musician, as having been somebody that has toured, played in front of, you know, probably thousands of people at the end of the day, if you added them all up, and been in a studio and recorded and worked with musicians and wrote songs together and been in that field of creativity and that energy of music. It's so apparent and evident to me that we respond to one another through our energy. And like, people know when somebody just rubs them the wrong way, or when somebody walks into a room and there's a dark energy to them or a super light energy to them. You feel it, and you may not be able to put your finger on it or know what it is, but there's an essence and a frequency that is being directed. And the prosperity teachings of unity, which is also something that really attracted me to the unity message, in the early stages, is that we can't be with anything that we're not on the same frequency with, right? So if there's something in your life that you're looking for, you need to get your frequency up to that level in order to actually be with it. You can't you just can't manifest things that you're not at the same level of frequency with. You need to be vibrating there. You need to be bringing your heart coherence into it. You need to have body, soul, heart alignment, mind, body, spirit, if you want to call it that. All of these things are um, at different stages of my life have never been in alignment, and
Yes.
they are now. And I finally, I just turned 60 last year, and I finally feel like, I was actually telling this to Leslie at the time, that I finally feel like for the first time in my life, I actually feel connected. And like, oh, I can just be me. I don't actually, there's nothing I require in order to be me.
I love it. And I wish you had been at my talk last week, because I talked about the same very thing, that we are energy.
Hmm.
We are energy, and collectively, if we can come together and hold hands like they do at Unity at the end of a service, and you know, like I talked about getting enough spiritual people in our community together to hold hands around the hospital and
Hmm.
sing "I'd like to teach the world to sing." Like we are energy, and that's it.
Yeah.
And it's just such a beautiful thing. And I love what you just said about, that feeling of connection. Like, I live on the seawall now, and when I walk out of my condo and open the gate and I just stand there, it's like, oh, like
Yeah.
I'm here, I'm
Yeah. Yeah.
here. And it's just that love for being a part of something greater than myself.
Hmm.
And, I've always found that at Unity, and I walk the seawall and I see people from Unity, and it's like I'm home. And that's
Yeah.
and every minister that I've experienced at Unity have bought a part of that, and you're doing such a fabulous job with it. So,
Thank you.
I'm a realtor, so I can't always get there on Sundays, but
Yeah.
when I do, I look forward to it.
Yeah. Well, it's like Nick Tesla said, right? If you want to think of the universe, think of it in terms of frequency, vibration, and energy.
Yes.
Yes, and that's
Yes.
that's that's it for me, and that for me is God.
Yes.
That for me is the Tao. Like it's it's not complicated, but we can complicate it. And it's really, I've learned, just seen like so much is just get out of the way. If I could just get out of the way of myself enough to let the light in, life just gets better the more I do that.
When you started talking about being a musician, and you were talking about chasing the album, the song that popped into my mind was "Blinded by the Light."
Hmm.
And it feels like, you've come to that place almost where, the light is the energy, is the quantum field. I mean, this is the light that we make it.
Hmm.
And I believe that I'm here to inspire people to stand in their greatness. And I can only do that by standing in my own greatness. And I see you standing in your greatness
Mm.
when I see you doing your thing, whether you're playing the drums or you're standing at a podium giving your talk. I see
Yeah.
that.
Thank you. Yeah, I feel like I'm doing what I'm meant to be doing, whatever that means,
You're doing what you're meant to be doing,
Yeah.
and regardless of what it is for everybody, I believe in every moment we all are.
Hmm.
For every moment we all are. So I just want to thank you. I'm so looking forward to your talk on the 17th. And do you have anything else coming up that you might want to share with people?
Yeah, so I've taken my, my 45 plus years as a musician and expanded into the world of sound bath, sound frequencies. So I have a set of sound bowls. I have a gong, as I'll be bringing that out to the talk on
Oh,
on Thursday the 17th, to sort of demonstrate the frequency of the gong and its relationship to just vibrating with us. So I did a sound bath just this past Sunday here in Nanaimo. I've
yes.
got another one coming up June 1st at the Unity Center, which is at the Brecken. We share a building with Brecken United Church. So that's at 2020 Estevan Road. And so that's June 1st, 7 p.m. I'll be doing a sound bath. They've been well attended. I'm way beyond my expectation. I thought if 5 people showed up, that would be amazing. And we had 53 people on Sunday night for the sound
Wow.
bath.
Wow.
Yeah.
June the
So
1st, I'm writing that down.
yeah, really, really great. And they're a lot of fun, and I just find I just get to play. It's just like a play zone, right? It's just get in, just get out of the way. Don't try to pretend anything. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just uh really just trying to be. If I was to try to do anything, it would just, if I could just be in this moment, that's all that's required. So that, and then I speak, I usually speak, I have one Sunday off a month at Unity. So usually you can find me there on a Sunday at 1 o'clock doing our service. I have a bunch of traveling. I'm so blessed. I'm on the board of Unity Canada, and I'm a part. Of course, we're part of Unity Worldwide Spiritual Institute, and so I have the Unity Canada conference coming up in May that I'll be doing a talk on spiral dynamics, and also I'm attending that, and then I'm on the board of Unity Canada, and so then we have our visioning meeting after that. So I'll be out of town for about 6 or 7 days for that, and then in June I'm headed off to Missouri to Unity Village for the for Unity's annual general meeting. The convention, sorry, the Unity convention that they have every June. So I'll be doing that, and then I'm also going to Cuba at the end of this month with my swing band. So here in Nanaimo, I play in the, I'm part of the Mid Island Community Band Society. And so we have two bands. We have a concert band and we have a swing band, and I play in the swing band. And um, so this is crazy, right? This is the way the universe works. I'm going to go off on a little story. Is that okay?
Yep, yep.
All right. So I had thought about 2 years ago, it was quite long enough that I wasn't drumming in a band. So I play on Sundays at Unity, but it's not the same thing. It's just, it's just get out some brushes and accompany the singer, piano player that's playing and just have some fun. But I thought, it's quite long enough. I think it's time for me to get out there. So I went to the Queens in November of 2023 to a jam session on a Sunday.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah, and I thought I'm gonna go see if I'm gonna go play, and maybe I'll find some guys and get into a band, right? So, but I'm thinking rock band. Like ultimately, I really just want to play in a Coldplay cover band. That would be like awesome. Uh, so I end up the last drummer to get up there, and I played with 3 songs, and then this vocalist wanted to do some songs, and so she came up. So I ended up playing for about 6 songs, and usually you only get 3. And then that was the end of it. Never heard anything. And about 10 days later, I get an email from a guy named Rick. And he said, I think that you might be the drummer I played with at the Queens a few weeks ago. If you are, let me know. I've got a band I'd like to talk to you about. Right. So I replied back. So, Joshua Holloway.
Of course I do.
So Rick was the instructor at UVI in
Oh,
the jazz program, and he knew Josh, and he reached out to Josh and just kind of randomly said, hey, do you know who this guy was? And Josh somehow put it together that it was me. So then Rick found me and contacted me. And now secretly, as you know, Nico Rhodes plays with us a lot too at Unity. And so secretly, since I've started playing with Nico and Josh, who are both jazz musicians, I've thought in the back of my head, the only thing I've never done is played swing. I've been in a reggae band and toured Canada playing Bob Marley tunes. I've been in a thrash metal band. I've been in a blues rock band. I've been in a rock band. I've been in a country rock band, but I'd never played jazz because I don't read music. So that was sort of like the place I wasn't allowed. In my mind, that's the no-fly zone for me because I don't know what I'm doing over there, but everything else is okay. And so, of course, Rick reaches out to me, and what does he have to offer me? Because I was thinking I should probably learn to play swing one day. And so Rick says, hey, I've got this swing band. We need a drummer. Would you like to come out and play? And I was like, well, I don't.
yes, please.
Of course, I said yes, but I said yes with, yes, I'd love to, but I've never played swing and I don't read music. And he said, you're perfect. So
Wonderful.
I joined this band, and the second rehearsal I have with them, they bring up the conversation that they're planning a trip to Cuba, both as a music trip, but a humanitarian trip as well.
Oh,
where we can bring things with us like toothpaste and
Yeah,
toothbrushes and
yeah,
shirts and stuff, right?
yeah.
And it's Leslie's and my 25th wedding anniversary in May of this year. And I'm thinking like it's like I fell off a rock or the back of a truck in a perfect place where so many things just lined up. And it was like, okay, well, I guess I'll go to Cuba. So Leslie and I are going to Cuba at the end of this month.
Oh, I'm glad you're bringing her with you.
Of course. Yeah. That was, it was perfect. Yeah. So
I do.
we're going part of our anniversary and also to play some music and to bring some stuff for,
Yeah.
underprivileged people and all of those things. And anyhow, I just can't believe how life shows up. And
Yes, you can believe
I can, yes, but
because you do.
it goes back to what I said about being in the place of the vibration and
Yes,
frequency. I was in that
absolutely.
place when the band opportunity showed up,
Of course you
and
were.
that's just the way it works.
Well, maybe you could bring your drums as well. Oh, you're going to have a gong. So it's
Yeah.
almost like I kept thinking as you're talking, in the lifetime, it's like you've gone from bong to gong.
Yeah.
Not not that that's you, but it's kind of the picture that people make, musicians. So good for you. That's absolutely wonderful. Yeah, and we all living in, well, a lot of us live in Nanaimo, so we can come out to a swing band concert one of these days.
Yeah, we actually this Friday night. This probably won't be up in time, but Friday night we have a swing dance. There's actually going to be professional ballroom dancers to demonstrate and to teach. Yeah, so that's happening, and I think that's pretty much it. There'll be sound baths and of course unity, and yeah, that's all that's going on in my life.
Awesome. Well, it
Yeah.
sounds pretty full and it sounds pretty wonderful and full of amazing energy. And, so thank you so much for taking time to be here with us today.
Yeah.
And for one, I'll be sitting in the front row.
Thank you,
April
Lorraine. Thanks for
17th.
having me. I really appreciate the Metaphysical Network for even considering,
Oh,
having me come and speak. It's not lost on me that there's plenty of people that could do a Thursday night talk for you, and that you've invited me is a blessing, and I'm super appreciative.
thank you. Thank you. Well, I look forward to seeing you there.
Yeah.
Thanks for coming. And
Okay.
once again, Thomas will be speaking on April the 17th at 595 Townsite Road at 7 p.m. Looking forward to seeing you there, everybody. Thank you. Have a great day. Bye, Thomas.
Bye.